The year 2025 recorded the heaviest ever rainfall in the Jammu province. Leaving behind a trail of death and devastation. More than 120 people died in the Union Territory in the month of August. From Vaishno Devi's deadly landslide to cloudbursts in Ramban and also Kishtwar. Heavy and incessant rains over the past few days caused regional rivers to swell, be it in Jammu or Doda district. In Srinagar, the Jhelum River was filled to the brim, with water level close to the danger mark. The city was on high alert. Rains have also battered parts of Himachal Pradesh and Punjab states, leaving roads blocked and property submerged. More than 300 people have died in Himachal Pradesh since the 20th of June as relentless monsoon rain triggered landslides, flash floods, and widespread damage to homes, farms, and infrastructure. The state has witnessed its wettest August in 76 years, recording 431.3 millimeters of rain in August, the most since 1949. Villages in Punjab were placed on high alert after the Ghaggar River crossed danger mark in Mohali. In Amritsar, floods have caused damage to standing crops, houses, public installations, and livestock. Over the past few weeks, thousands of acres of farmland and hundreds of homes have been submerged across the north belt of India. Why is North India reeling under monsoon fury? What has been the impact of flooding in North India? Is climate change driving more intense and frequent floods? And more importantly, is there a solution to this issue of flooding? All these and more on WION Wideangle this week. A few weeks of pounding rain have battered Jammu and Kashmir, leaving highways cut off, villages marooned, and hundreds stranded, with landslides in Riyasi and cloudbursts in Ramban. In Riyasi district, 7 members of a family were killed after their house collapsed due to a landslide. In Doda district of Kashmir, flash floods triggered by a cloudburst damaged hundreds of houses and broke key roads.
Revenue officers and deputy revenue officer has reported that hundreds of houses are damaged. Some are fully damaged, some partially damaged, and some are severely damaged. We are doing ground assessment of all those houses.
Several houses are damaged, and 4 to 5 people died because of the cloudburst. This road is a common passage, and there is no possibility of crossing this road now.
In Ramban, 4 people lost their lives and 4 others went missing after a cloudburst unleashed flash floods. The gushing waters swept away houses, damaged several structures, and left some completely washed off.
At around 11:30 p.m. last night, a cloudburst took place, which created a loud sound in the neighboring areas. A school and 2 houses were completely destroyed, and 5 people were swept away. 4 bodies have been recovered, and 1 person is still missing.
On the 26th of August, at least 30 people were killed and several went missing after a landslide struck on the pilgrimage route to the shrine of Vaishno Devi in Jammu's Katra. The path to the Mata Vaishno Devi shrine on Trikuta Hill turned into a scene of devastation as portions of the mountainside crumbled away. Even on the 8th consecutive day, on the 2nd of September, the Vaishno Devi Yatra continued to remain suspended due to persistent bad weather conditions on the Trikuta Hills in the Riyasi district of Jammu and Kashmir. Authorities have restricted the movement of pilgrims from the Katra base camp as a precautionary measure due to continuous rainfall, landslides and flash floods in the region. Authorities have also ordered the closure of educational institutions in Jammu. On the 28th of August, flash floods swept through various towns of Jammu and Kashmir, leaving a trail of devastation and displacing residents. The swelling of the Tawi, Chenab, Jhelum and Basantar rivers overflowed their banks, triggering the flash floods in several low-lying areas.
Water in Chenab River was flowing above the danger mark because of heavy rain in the last 2 days. Today the water has receded a little, so we appeal to not go near the river. We have also evacuated and shifted people from low-lying areas to safer places.
Suddenly, lightning struck, which was followed by a mudslide, and boulders started rolling down the hills. A tin shed slid down and hit me here, on the face. It threw me back. Then a large boulder came rolling down, and at 10 to 12 of us got trapped under it.
In the town of Bhaderwah, residents were seen navigating through debris, while others braved the currents by crossing rivers on makeshift plank bridges.
This happened around 2:30 a.m. There was a huge sound. It felt like a cloudburst had occurred. Immediately, debris flowed through and we couldn't save anything from our house.
The Jammu-Srinagar National Highway, a 270-kilometer lifeline and the only all-weather road linking the valley with the rest of the country, also remained shut for the 6th consecutive day on the 31st of August. Landslides between Jakeni and Chenani in Udhampur district, triggered by heavy rains and flash floods, have stranded more than 2,000 vehicles.
Our foremost priority is to get the Jammu-Srinagar National Highway running again. Teams have been deployed here for the past 2 days continuously. Work has been going on. We have been able to achieve a lot, looking back at the damage which was caused. Many vehicles have been moving since the morning, and hopefully by this evening we will be able to stabilize the situation even more, and all the essential movements will resume.
Jammu and Kashmir has been lashed by heavy rain for weeks, with rivers spilling over, floodwaters flattening everything in their path and trees and rocks crashing down the slopes. Weather experts have attributed the western disturbances and winds from the Arabian Sea and the Bay of Bengal as the reason for such heavy rainfall. On the 1st of September, India's Home Minister Amit Shah reviewed the situation caused by recent rain-induced incidents in Jammu and Kashmir. Shah promised to provide assistance to those affected. He also stressed about strengthening the early warning systems to reduce the impact of natural calamities. The hill state of Himachal Pradesh has seen over 300 deaths ever since the beginning of the monsoon season and the natural disasters triggered by incessant downpour. The district of Chamba in Himachal Pradesh has been reeling under disaster, with torrential rain and landslides throwing life into disarray. The worst affected has been the Mani Mahesh Yatra, a major pilgrimage that attracts hundreds of thousands of devotees each year. More than 5,000 devotees were stranded at different points along the Yatra route as landslides and flash floods washed away long stretches of road. A total of 16 devotees died during the popular Mani Mahesh Yatra in Chamba. The pilgrimage was later barred due to bad weather, which left over 5,000 devotees stranded. The main road connecting Chamba to Barmoor has been destroyed in several places, with hundreds of meters of road swept away, halting traffic completely. Stranded pilgrims face shortages of food and shelter. According to the India Meteorological Department, Chamba received 1,779% more rainfall than average on the 25th of August alone. Between August 22 and 29, the district recorded 277 millimeters of rain, 467% above normal for that period. Shimla district, which has received 115.8 millimeters of rain since the 31st of August, has been the worst hit. 5 houses were damaged as landslides struck 2 villages in Shimla, further compounding the magnitude of the destruction in Himachal Pradesh due to rains-triggered disasters. 6 trains playing on the Shimla-Kalka track have been cancelled following landslips, and 793 roads are closed in the state. The town of Manali has seen massive devastation in the last 5 days when chunks of land were washed away by the Beas River at several points. Incessant rainfall has caused severe flooding and devastation in the town, particularly in the old Manali area. Visuals from the ground show the destructive impact with broken bridges and stranded vehicles. The Beas River is in full spate, washing out a temporary passage over a bridge that had collapsed on the 26th of August. Water has entered several shops and houses in Old Manali.
It was good, quite big restaurant. Lots of people used to come here. Apart from this, at least 8 to 10 buildings and shops have been washed away.
Our rescued strays are facing severe challenges, which are hampering our operations. The entire region is deprived of gas supply, shops have exhausted their rations, and we're running out of medicines. During our rescue missions, we face the danger of falling trees and rocks. Local staff is unable to reach us due to road blockages.
Bagipul Bazaar in Nirmand subdivision of Kulu district was evacuated after a flash flood triggered by a cloudburst in the Srikhand Mahadev mountains. From the onset of monsoon in the state on June 20, Himachal Pradesh has witnessed 95 flash floods, 45 cloudbursts and 120 major landslide incidents. In all, 320 people have died in rain-related incidents and road accidents, according to the State Emergency Operations Center, as over 341 fully damaged and 1,593 partially damaged houses. The state has suffered losses of 3,056 crore rupees. Climate experts from the Himalayan-focused International Center for Integrated Mountain Development warn that a spate of disasters illustrates the dangers when extreme rain combines with mountain slopes, weakened by melting permafrost as well as building developments in flood-prone valleys. Himachal Pradesh government declared the rain-battered entire state as disaster-affected under Section 34 of the National Disaster Management Act, following widespread devastation caused by incessant monsoon rains, landslides and cloudbursts since June 20. India's Himalayan state of Uttarakhand is also under severe threat as monsoon rains trigger deadly landslides, cloudbursts and flash floods across the hill state. In districts like Chamoli, Rudraprayag, Tehri and Bageshwar, recent disasters have claimed multiple lives. A landslide near the Kedarnath highway in Munkatia killed 2 people and injured 6 others. A cloudburst is an extreme, sudden downpour of rain over a small area in a short period of time, often leading to flash floods. On the 23rd of August, after a cloudburst triggered flash floods in Chamoli, Uttarakhand, at least 1 person went missing and 1 woman was reportedly trapped under debris. Remains from damaged shops, uprooted trees and a damaged motorcycle were seen at the location as locals took stock of the situation.
रात में 1 बजे से 1:30 बजे के बीच में काफी अधिक बरसात हुई है.
Last night at around 1 a.m. to 1:30 a.m., heavy rains triggered a mudslide. 2 houses were completely destroyed and debris entered 10 to 12 houses. Similarly, in Darali, debris entered 10 to 12 houses. Reportedly, one person was washed away and one woman was trapped under the debris.
एक व्यक्ति के एक महिला के दबे होने की सूचना है.
Residents of Uttarakhand demanded compensation from the government for the losses caused by cloudburst.
I am a cinematographer. I make films and music albums of Uttarakhand. I also do the edits. My camera, drone, and other things are in my office. Property of around $19,400 to $20,500 has been damaged.
Our only demand from the government and administration is to give reasonable compensation for our losses and provide basic facilities.
Earlier, on the 5th of August, a wall of water, rocks and mud tore down a Himalayan mountain, destroying homes and killing at least 5 people in Dharali village, located in Uttarkashi district. Rescue workers were seen rushing to reach scores of people.
Our effort is to safely evacuate everyone. Every single life is very precious to us. My town, Dharali, will return to better condition, and all arrangements will be restored there. We are striving for it.
Videos released by the Indian Army and the Uttarakhand government showed helicopters being deployed to reach and rescue stranded people in the Himalayan region after deadly flash floods and mudslides swept away roads.
I had gone to my village for my construction work. At the same time, a disaster struck right in front of us. On our construction site, quite a few laborers, around 20, lost their lives due to being buried by the debris. However, the administration handled the situation very calmly and efficiently during this time.
When the flash flood hit our south camp, it led to a significant loss of life. 8 soldiers, including 1 JCO of the Indian Army, were lost. 7 soldiers are still missing. All efforts are being made to locate the population that went missing here. It is estimated that about 40 laborers working here are missing. 8 from the local population are missing.
Uttarakhand is prone to floods and landslides, which experts blame on climate change.
We know that the rocks are extremely fragile and weak. First of all, the forests in these areas have to be preserved. We cannot tamper with the forests. Whereas currently, the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways has marked 6,000 old devdar trees. These are cedar trees in English. And those are to be cut down. This is madness. It's inviting further future disasters. In the past, it is this forest that has held back destructive avalanches. That's obvious from the number of rocks and boulders that one sees in that area that are lying on the slope.
At least 30 people have died and more than 354,000 people have been affected by heavy rains and floods in the North Indian state of Punjab. Authorities have declared all of the state's 23 districts flood hit after rivers and reservoirs swelled to near danger levels. Punjab recorded 253.7 millimeters of rain in August, 74% above normal and the highest in 25 years. Some 20,000 people have been evacuated from low-lying and flood-affected areas, and hundreds of relief camps have been set up to provide shelter and essential facilities to the affected families. On the 2nd of September, heavy rains in Punjab caused mayhem, inundating hectares of farmland and hundreds of villages on Tuesday. Referred to as the food basket of India, Punjab is a major source for agricultural production, particularly of staples like wheat and rice. The state has received incessant rains in the last 2 weeks, which have caused the rivers to overflow and flood the surrounding areas. Downpours have caused water levels in the state's Sutlej, Beas and Ravi rivers to rise to dangerous levels, putting hundreds of low-lying areas at risk. Many reservoirs are also reported to be nearing full capacity. Rescuers were seen evacuating locals from the flood-hit villages and supplying aid on boats in Amritsar district of the state.
We hope that the government helps us so that at least we can build our house. Our crops are also destroyed.
The water has receded about 2 feet today. The flooded paddy crops are now visible. People are being rescued on vehicles and brought here. Very less people came out of the villages. They sat in their homes and rations were being supplied to them through boats.
Appealing to the country's stand by the state, Punjab's Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann said these were the worst floods the state had seen since 1988. On the 2nd of September, Mann toured the flood-hit Firozpur district by boat. He said the situation was grim and sought funds from the federal government to deal with the crisis. And even the capital of India, New Delhi, is deluged. The river Yamuna breached the 207-meter mark for the first time this monsoon on the 3rd of September. It has forced authorities to evacuate families from low-lying areas and triggered emergency measures across the capital and the wider National Capital Region, or NCR. The river, swollen by heavy rains upstream and large releases from the Hathikund barrage, showed no signs of abating, raising fears of another spell of urban flooding. Severe waterlogging was reported across various parts of the city. Water from the swelling river entered low-lying areas such as Majnu Katila, forcing residents and shopkeepers to move their belongings to safer locations. On the 1st of September, traffic in Gurugram, part of National Capital Region, was left crippled with extensive traffic jams across several areas. Many individuals reported being stuck in traffic until midnight on social media. Unrelenting rains have piled misery on North India. Swollen rivers inundated the plains, crippled rails and road traffic, and forced school closures. And there seems to be no respite in sight.
On a global scale, the reason why we expect to have more heavy rain is because global warming tends to allow more water vapor to be present in the atmosphere, and so therefore when you squeeze the water vapor out, you can get heavier rain. So this is on a global scale because of global warming. On a regional scale, especially in cities, because of the buildings absorbing the sun's energy, the human activities contributing to the heating, and the amount of pollutants that are contributing to the cloud condensation, then all these will then contribute towards heavy rain in the cities, especially in megacities.
Floods and landslides aren't uncommon during the June to September monsoon season. But climate change, coupled with poorly planned development, is increasing their frequency, severity, and impact. Can this flooding crisis ever be fixed or managed properly?